So, uh, your Fugi's a little bit big, but that's cool. All right.
Oh.
That's on my end. That's on my OBS end, so you're fine.
Yeah.
So, welcome everyone to another episode of Sketchalog. I'm your host, King Xander. I'm the one who catalogs all the heroes, villains, monsters, and other creatures that I find across my way. I'm joined with me by my special guest here. Would you like to introduce yourself? Give us your name, what kind of content you make, and how long you've been streaming for?
Yeah, sure. My name is Void. I am as you can see, I'm a night VTuber essentially. And the type of content I make is mostly Souls-like content with a bit of variety every now and then. And I started streaming around the start of May, around that time when the Elden Ring DLC came out. But only really started around September, and since then I've just been going.
Yeah, right. Radical. So how familiar are you with like VTubing in the wider community? Have you taken on this persona as more of a just like an anonymity thing, or are you more of like, if I listed off some names, would you be more familiar with them?
Somewhat of a like anonymous type of thing. Whenever sort of VTubers, the only one I watched at the start was Vex Milk at that time, and then more and more this year I started watching more VTubers getting into their community, and from what I've seen, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, definitely. Very interesting. So what made you? How did you come up with the this knight persona that you have here? Was it just like your what inspired it?
Well, when looking at other VTubers, most of them all had faces. You can see their face tracking, and then one thought came to mind: nobody really does too much of a VTuber where they hide their face. And so I thought of something cool, be like a Crusader Knight in a way, so that way, just so I don't have to deal with a face tracking like Warudo, just be kind of lazy in that sort of way.
Yeah, sure.
I just thought it'd be kind of cool.
Absolutely, yeah. Because I know I got an iPhone just because it has better face tracking for Live 2D. Not Live 2D, VTube Studio. But yeah, definitely thinking ahead on that one. Speaking of Night, I know it is more common for VTubers to have lore associated with them. Do you have anything like that for yourself right now?
Yeah, well, this is something I just sort of came up on the spot whenever I thought of a lore. I'm essentially a soul that wandered the mortal world, and I was wandering for a museum one day, and I found this piece of knight armor, and it sort of felt familiar to me, so I decided to possess it, and then I came across, looked more at modern technology, looked at streaming, and that's how I sort of got into streaming.
Cool, interesting. So, would you have? I know you said you're starting here with a PNG, which, by the way, very fun, very cool. Love that.
Thank you.
Would you say that you're sort of looking at the idea of eventually getting a model, either 3D or 2D?
That is somewhat of a goal I have. I just want to get my current start is to get a full body PNG, and then slowly work my way up to get a live 2D model, or maybe make my own 3D model, because during my free time I go to university for game design. And we learn on a 3D software called Maya.
Yep.
And sort of it's similar to Blender in a way, but it's mostly common in the game industry. So the more I learn about that, the more I can make a proper 3D model.
Yeah, okay, cool. And I know you said you're becoming more familiar with VTubers over time. What kind of makes you sort of stop and like take notice of like other VTubers' designs? Is there anything like specific that kind of like you're just like, whoa, I gotta see what that person's all about?
Sort of just the attention to detail they have, because some VTubers, they have specific pieces of item that either tethers to the lore or just something that makes them unique in a way. Like, for example, who would I say? I think, well, the same VTuber that I started watching, Vexmilk, she's a xenomorph hybrid, so she'll
Right.
have a tail at the back of her to represent a xenomorph, as well as just very distinct features that make them stand out a bit more.
Yeah, okay, okay. So say I guess you woke back up in back to the day you decided to do this whole thing. I guess back in what May, you said.
Yeah.
And everything like these past few months have all just been one big dream. Would you want to do anything differently? I know it's a bit more difficult for like a short term answer like this, but still, I'm interested
Ooh,
to hear what you'd want to
that's
say.
that is a good question. I would start to reach out more, maybe watch more VTubers, start to get more of a networking. Because whenever I first started, I made some friends before I started getting more into streaming, and that sort of just stuck with that. So I hope so. If I did go back again, I would just work more on my networking, reach out to more people, and just make more friends in this space.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely, absolutely. Um, what would you say you like the most about streaming so far?
Just meeting new people as well as just being able to have fun with people in your chat and either have something fun to play on game or just something that is just really entertaining and unique that not many a lot of people would be doing.
Yeah, I definitely can agree with that. Absolutely. And then, is there anything that you wish you could do more of? Either like a certain kind of streaming, if is there any like kind of anything that you'd want to do more, just like on your platform.
Maybe do a somewhat of a series of games of like lore within games. Maybe go for a deep dive of them, as I'm a big fan of games with story. Anytime if you see me play a game with a story, I'm either captivated by it or I'm interested in what the world has to offer. And it's just uh, looking at games like Dark Souls, all their lore is hidden in weapons, so you'll have to spend a lot of time playing for those. Whereas other games like God of War and Ghost of Tsushima, you can sit back for a bit and watch as the story unfolds, as well as be part of that story, and that is what really captivates me.
Yeah, absolutely. What would you say is your least favorite part about streaming?
Ooh, uh, trying to stick to a consistent schedule because sometimes there may be days I have to go somewhere and I would not be able to stream at a specific time.
Yeah, I feel that for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then, if is there anything that you wish you didn't have to do, like anything that's like, if you could pay somebody to like take care of it for you, what would do you want to do anything like that?
Possibly editors to make shorts as well as maybe some videos because back way before I did this, I made some bit of videos back in 2024.
Yeah.
And it took a while to get videos done because sometimes I would get through them and I would lose some bit of motivation. But most of the time now, I just grab clips from my channel, post them, and that's it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely feel the same way on that. Um, do you have any games that are on the sort of top of your streaming bucket list? Anything that you really want to sit down and experience one day?
Ooh. Um, I think one currently I have in mind is the Ghost of Yotei game. I haven't played that yet, but whenever I played Ghost of Tsushima back then, it was a game that really had me interested in both the world as well as just the gameplay. And then maybe some possibly playing Black Myth Wukong because I did that a while back, but it was a game that I never really got to finish, so that's something I have on my list to go through because that one it was an interesting take on the story of Wukong because it's just something I'd never seen any game industry do before because most of the games in that sort of genre stuck to maybe a medieval sort of look.
Yep. And then, do you have any games that are like kind of blacklisted from your channel? Anything that you refuse to play?
Anything mostly that are turn-based because whenever I used to play some games that were turn-based because I played Pokemon a while back and it sort of never really captivated me. It's a game that because it's a game I really got interested in because I'm more focused on fighting currently, getting into the current fight instead of taking a fight, wait my turn, and then continue. It's just that's sort of my type of feel. If I play games that are turn-based, I don't get as interested as others would.
Yeah, okay, I can see that. Um. So I know that this might be a this might be more of a. You might have answered this question, and this might also be a bit difficult considering how new you are to the scene. But do you have an Oshi, a VTuber Oshi?
Um, God, there's a few VTubers I started watching, and they sort of helped me keep going in a way. One example would be Yomi Quinley.
Okay.
Whenever back in back last year, around maybe uh, November, October, I sort of had a thought of giving up on streaming because back then I wasn't really growing as much, and I sort of stuck to the same sort of numbers that I had. But whenever Yomi put a video out around that time, or somebody reposted a video, it sort of gave me the motivation to keep going. And since then, I'm glad I didn't stop because so far I'm enjoying what I do right now.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, her name has definitely been coming up a lot recently, so I absolutely.
Yeah.
Do, 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 do. Do you have like a dream collab you'd want to do with somebody? Like that kind of like just like pie in the sky, like the person you'd want to have on the most, and then what would you want to do with them?
Oh, I think probably two people on my list right now would probably be either Zentrea or Heavenly, because anytime I pop into their streams, it's always there's something going on that you're really just captivated by, as well as just the way how they all interact. They all have fun, and there's always not a dull moment when watching their streams.
Yeah, great. And then what would you want to do with either two of the two of them?
Maybe play a game like, oh god, what would be like a party game like Mario Party.
Okay. Sounds like that would be horrifically chaotic, but
Yeah.
but hell yeah. Speaking of dream collabs, is there any that you would want to see as like a viewer, like any between any two creators that you'd want to just like be able to just watch them?
I feel like HR-chan and maybe God, I'm trying to think would be a good one. Maybe Megalodon? Because whenever I watch HR, her streams are it's pure chaotic. You never know what's gonna happen. And then sometimes when I see Megalodon, it's just it's just there are moments that you just are sitting there thinking, what's going on?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then what kind of stream do you think you'd want to see from that, like from the two of them?
Possibly a just chatting stream, because sometimes when HR does just chatting, there's always something that will happen. Either it's a story or just somebody says something.
And Mega's probably gonna be the one to say that something. So yeah, okay,
Yeah.
very good, very good. This might be a bit more of a toughie, but who would you put on the Mount Rushmore of VTubing? Like the four VTubers that you kind of think are at the sort of the top, the pinnacle, the most like the four most iconic or maybe important VTubers you can think of.
Ooh. Okay, I think one of them would definitely have to be Zentrea, because she's been around for a while, and there's nothing but praise I've heard from people about her.
Yeah.
Who else would there be? Vexoria. She's also, I haven't seen much of her streams, but anytime I see her post or any clips, it's just she's nice. She's always fun to watch. Who else would there be? I would probably put Yomi on there, because she's always honest with her chat, and whenever I watch, she's always communicative. Just either there's a specific topic that gets brought up, everybody listens in and chats with her, and that's something that I really like. And then who the fourth? Ooh, this is a bit of a tough one. I think fourth, I have to probably put Pop 'em Up, because just the energy he brings is somewhat affectionate. He's always, whenever I tune in, there's always a never a dull moment. It's always high energy.
Mm-hmm.
You're pumped to see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. All right, that's a solid four right there. We got a couple of returning names, but also got some new names too. Very good. Very. We love to see it. So, kind of beyond the more obvious issues that have been happening, like dramatic behind the scenes behavior, like corporate meddling, stuff like that. Beyond those issues, what do you think is something that the VTuber community needs improvement on?
I think one thing is just maybe I think communicate a bit more because now there's been so much like drama happening, a lot of Google Docs going on. It's just they really spread it out into the open instead of taking a day to maybe sit down and discuss what's happened instead of just putting it out for the internet to see and then just like lighting a fuse that everybody's either picking a side or they're all just instantly hopping on, just either join in on something that they probably weren't a part of or just either supporting one side or the other from their standpoints.
Yeah, I think communication is definitely like a big issue with that. Here we go. What is your experience with conventions? I know TwitchCon is happening as we speak, but do you have any experience with conventions of any genre?
Oh, like any conventions I've been to?
Yeah, what's your experience with them?
I haven't been to any conventions so far because one's like OffCon and TwitchCon, they're over in the US, and for me it would take probably about a couple thousand of pounds that would just to fly over there.
Yeah.
But one I would like to go to at some point is in Vexpo. That's sort of more within my region. I can take a quick flight over, spend the whole duration, then come back. And it's just, never really been into one of those conventions before. I would love to because from what I've heard, people are having fun. There's always a lot of stuff going on, either meeting popular VTubers or just specific parties that you can attend.
Oh yeah. But yeah, definitely worth looking into. And also, if it makes you feel any better, it would also be several $100s for me to go to something like TwitchCon because it's also at the opposite end of the country from me. So you're not alone there. So with events like meet and greets becoming more and more possible, even for people who are trying to stay anonymous, that they can, like be on a screen or be on a funny little robot going through convention centers. Would you ever want to do like a meet and greet if you were given the opportunity to do so? And if you did, what would you want to do as like a meet and greet type situation?
I would love to do a meet and greet at some point because I think that was something that really put me into perspective of how long I've come. And for something like that, maybe, because I know that usually it's all the signing, but maybe do like a game event one. We all just grab like a specific game, maybe a fighting game or something, and then sit down, chat, and then everybody takes turns. Just while they're the meet and greet, just while I'm fighting, maybe actions or something that they're interested in.
Yeah, okay.
Something like that.
It's definitely a fun little play on typical meet and greets like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Where would you like to be in a year or even 5 years time?
I think in a year time, possibly get a full body PNG made, so that way I'm not just stuck as this little guy that I love, but I would love to have a full body in the future.
Right.
And maybe have the end goal to just possibly get more followers by the end of it, as well as meet more people that I can sort of vibe with and be able to either play with just during my free time or potentially collab with. Because there are some VTubers or streamers that I do watch and some I've interacted with before, but I never really played with them or chatted with them for too long.
Right.
Just would love to do that more.
And then anything for like 5 years time, do you think?
Anything in 5 years? Possibly. This is a big what if. Maybe reach partner within 5 years. Because I know it's just, there's a lot of streamers I've seen, they either reach partner in a specific span of time or it takes them years just to get to that number. And it's something that is sort of my end goal that I strive to.
Right. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. I think those are definitely. I think those are definitely like things that are attainable for sure. But kind of on the opposite end of that spectrum, do you have any outlandish or even like selfish goals for your streaming career? The kind of stuff that you like don't really want to talk about like out loud, but it's like you're always kind of thinking about it, like a big brand deal or a big project that you'd want to get done, anything like that.
Possibly, yeah, maybe some brand deals because, as well as just earn a bit more money, as I do earn time, but but considering how big I am currently, it's not a constant thing. So a brand deal would be really helpful just to help maybe put more into the streaming, better setup, better just overall better everything.
Right. And then, like, is there a specific brand you'd want to work with? Like, would you want to, like, like a gamer subs or like a big other kind of thing?
I think Marco would probably be one of the ones I would strive to get a brand deal for, as well as just any like waifu wares. Those two are the two on my list that I want to get a brand deal with because I know they work specifically for VTubers, and you can. There's a lot of stuff, like a lot of merch you can get made for. That would just be really cool to see one day.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. And then next is, what would you say is your hottest VTuber take?
Ooh. I would say, hottest VTuber take? I would say, like, this is actually a bit of a tough one. Maybe just the hottest VTuber take is try not to copy other VTubers in like a trend sort of way, because I know a lot of people would see a trend and they all hop onto it instantly, and it's just something I see very too often.
Right.
And then I see other people that I watch, they sort of don't hop on that train, and it's just that's something I just like to see because they're sort of sticking to their own thing. They're doing their own stuff, whether it be for streaming or something something outside of it.
Right.
That's something that I really like to see. And yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's a pretty decent take there. So next up we have the content lightning round. In this segment, I'll give you a popular kind of VTuber content, and I want your just quick sort of gut feeling about them, either from the perspective of producing that content or from the perspective of consuming that content.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. First things first, reaction content.
Too many. Too many reaction content.
All right. Then next is musical content, like song covers or original music.
There's not enough from what I've seen. I would love to see more. Because from what I've seen, like one for Cottontail, that one I really love. The Animal I Have Become.
Yeah.
That's a really like nice cover I've seen, as well as original songs. There's not many people have done.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Various like marathons, you know, your donathons, subathons, followathons, those kinds of things.
Something that I like to see, because most of the time they're either for a specific personal goal, like new house or medical bills. That's something I really like to see.
And then next is the sort of gaming sub round, which is starts off with competitive games, anything with like a ranked mode. Think like League of Legends, think of Marvel Rivals, those kinds of games.
Something competitive. I do like those type of games, but something I wouldn't want to do constantly for streaming. Something I like to do maybe every once in a while during an update of a game. That's something that I like to do mostly.
Yeah, okay. Speedrunning content.
Ooh, I've something that's one thing I've admired for people that is a nice content because they can. It's something that I've seen other people do that I could not do on my own.
Right.
Because
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm in the same boat there. Challenge runs, stuff like Nuzlocke's, stuff like playing a game, like playing any of the Souls games using like a specific really bad weapon or something like that. You know.
Ooh. That is, yeah, that's something I really like to see because it sort of takes the game and spins it in a new way instead of it just being a slightly different run of a game.
Right. And then something like party games, like the co-op, like stuff like Repo, stuff like Lethal Company, Peak,
Yeah.
those kinds of games.
I don't mind those, but it's just when it gets played too much, it sort of becomes boring in a way that really puts me off. Something I'd like to do maybe every once in a while, just
Yeah,
not too
okay.
often.
Sure. And then finally, like full playthroughs of a game. Stuff like going through the entirety of a game whilst like you're streaming it. Not necessarily in one stream, but just like as going through the whole of a game.
That's something I like to see as well as I'm doing myself. Whenever games have a story, I make sure they're beaten from beginning to end, so they're not. So I don't just throw away the game.
Yeah, of course. All right. And that was the lightning round. And now we get to a couple of a few more lore questions and then agency questions, and then that's all I wrote. So first things first. Do you what are your thoughts on VTuber lore in general as like a concept of like a content creator having like a character or a persona that they are like playing essentially?
It's something that I like to see because it sort of brings it brings the character to life in a way instead of it just being a simple model with no sort of story to go with it. And that's something that whenever somebody debuts or if somebody's new to the scene, they like to show off what their character is as well as just give something to bring something creative to do.
And then, do you feel that do you like if a VTuber's lore is more like simple or more detailed?
It's sort of a mix of both. I like that in a way because there's some lore I've seen that is simple in a way, where like mine, for example, mine's just like a paragraph I've done one day,
Right.
and others they've done full videos of, full voiceover of that I like, that they spent maybe months or possibly years to work on, and that is something I like because they have sort of the means to do that, whereas some people may want it simple, and I like both in a way.
Yeah. And then, do you think you'll ever kind of do anything like more with your lore as you kind of continue on with your streaming career? Do you think like how flexible are you with like the canon of what you've established as your lore?
I think sort of the main story I have, that's what I'm sticking with. But I would like to add more on. Perhaps one idea I have in mind is maybe for a mascot be like a dog. It's like a soul of a dog that is accompanying me on my journey.
Cool. Kind of answer the rest of these. All right. What are your thoughts on like VTuber agencies? I know their names have been a bit tainted in this year, but kind of what are your thoughts about VTuber agencies in general?
It's a nice way for companies to help VTubers in a way, because I know one company that really went down, VShojo, they sort of brought in VTubers that may have already existed that were big names, and it helped it reach out more of a community. But just overall, they're nice to see because I like to see a bunch of people just band together and do something that's creative as well as just help other people in a way. And It's just they're nice, but the management behind them is something that you may not see until, or like you may not hear about until the company starts to go down, like and again V Shoujo, because we never knew what happened. It was mostly the
Right.
management behind them. That's something that is really important for a company like that.
Yeah. And then would you ever, I don't know if you've heard about the idea of an in-house VTuber, this sort of concept of the agency has a model, they have their, like, character and how they want, how they, like, envision the character being, and then they accept auditions for that specific model or that specific persona.
I've heard about them before, but I haven't seen too many people get into them because sometimes I've seen VTubers already have a model join an agency, or uh, it's like big names that join, and not and almost all of them have their own thing. But sometimes some VTubers have an in-house model that sort of join, and that becomes their persona.
Yep. Would you ever consider doing that if you were given a nice enough offer for it?
I think my answer would most likely be no, because this sort of character I have, it's something that I've had on my mind for maybe over a year since I started, because this is what I had in mind, because I made a simple, pixel art of my characters as a start,
Right.
and that is just what I want to keep going as my character. And I feel like if I ever change that, that sort of, it wouldn't make me happy.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah, okay, I can definitely respect that. And those are all of my structured questions. I have one more that I'm kind of still spitballing or workshopping here, but it's basically just if you. It doesn't like so much apply to you very much because it's if you could add one sort of like toggle or like outfit or like anything like that to your current model, what would you want to add? But as we've established, you're still working towards getting a model for yourself. So,
yeah.
I mean, like I guess sort of hoping for the future. Is there anything you'd want to have as part of your this night design that you have that you'd want to maybe like add as a additional thing? Kind of get you thinking about it, right?
Yeah. I think one toggle I have in mind, whereas it's sort of, if you get me angry enough, the helmet, because I possess it, it would unhinge open and have sharp teeth come out. And sort of like, that's what happens when you anger me.
Yeah, that could be fun. Cool beans. So as per usual with the show, once I have gone over my questions, I pass the proverbial interviewer mic over to my guest and allow them to ask me any questions that they might have.
Ooh. Um, I would say so far, what has been your favorite person to, or sort of somebody that you've interviewed that was just fun to talk to?
I think okay. I think the first person that immediately comes to mind is Yuffie from a couple weeks ago. Yep, she's a very cool and chill person to talk to. I think definitely another person, Spring. She's a voice actress, and that was. It was very funny to say the least. She was definitely it was definitely entertaining to see after the fact that about how easily she was able to fluster me about when she started like going all like deep voiced and whatnot. It's one of the highlight clips on the channel, and it's just like way too easy to get me. But I think that one was a fun interview nonetheless. Let's see here. Let's see. I think besides those two, no one else really like. I guess it's like those two stood out, and the rest have all just been very good. Just like normally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Especially the voice actor one.
Yeah,
That one I didn't expect.
she fucking caught me off guard. I was not prepared for that. But yeah.
I think one other one I would say maybe if there was somebody you would love to do for this, who would it be and why?
I think. So with the way that this show currently is, I think there are. I do have to like kind of think about how there's sort of discrepancies between like what creators I liked having on, and then also what would be good for the sake of the show.
Yeah.
For instance, one of my favorite VTubers, my Oshis, are Fuamoko from Hololive.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I would be able to match their energy to the level that would be entertaining, because they're very like always on. They're very like idol coded in a way, and
Yeah.
I'm not that like at all.
Yeah, no, I get that.
I think the same thing goes with people like Fillion or Buff Pup, where I think they seem like really cool people, and I definitely would want to talk to them. I just think that like if they if they try and like throw like a curveball into things, I would not be able to adapt quick enough to like match their energy.
Yeah, no, I get that. That would definitely be something to throw you off, or just hit you on a stun.
Exactly. Not that I wouldn't, obviously if any of them were to like ask to be on the show, I would definitely say yes. But I think a person who I think would do best on the show, probably someone like I'll go with an agency VTuber, and then also an indie. For an agency one, I think someone like Narissa Ravencroft or Elizabeth from Hololive. I think both of them would be very good to have as like guests on the show. And then for an indie, I think absolutely Porcelain Maid would be really cool to have on.
All would be fun to have on here.
Yeah, exactly. Perhaps like Yuzu would also be good, and I'd be very honored to have her on the show.
Yeah, because that's a pretty good list.
Yeah, it's the that's part of the the unreasonable expectations one, but
yeah. For VTubers, what's the sort of thing you like to see in their content? Really catches your eye.
I think what is something that kind of gets my attention with VTubers is kind of how like quick they are, if that makes any sense. Like the for instance, Buff Pup. She's a really big. I'm a really big fan of hers, and I think she is so like insanely quick with how she like reacts to things, like how quickly she does like bits and jokes and stuff like that, and genuinely I think like it is being able to like adapt to like just anything happening is, I think, an excellent quality of like the best VTubers out there.
Yeah. I've seen some of the VTubers that are sort of quick to respond, while some are just they take their time.
Yeah, I think that's another good thing about another reason why I like Fuamoko so much is because I found this out recently. They've been like kind of in like the idol scene for like a long time, not just like when they were doing like Hololive, but also just like apparently this could be all bullshit, but apparently like they've done like live action like idol stuff, but in the past.
Oh, interesting.
So and like it definitely like tracks with the way they are able to like respond to things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's all the questions I have so far. I can't think of anything more.
Okay. Okay. Um, do you have a? I know you said you went to you were going to university right now. Do you have or uni, as you might say over there?
Yeah.
Do you have like a job that you're like also working on top of that, or is like school just your main like thing outside of streaming?
School is my main thing because I've been trying to get employed, but so far not good. Not a good track record so far.
Yeah, it's a rough market for everybody out here, so I feel you on
Yeah.
that. And you said you're going to school for game design, right?
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it's just way back whenever we were asked what we were going to university for, that was my main option to go for. Mm-hmm. Because just I love the one thing I do love is always will be games, and just wanting to learn how they make them, how it works, just from a dev standpoint, was something that I was always interested to learn, as
Yeah.
well as how to import models into the game and how they got them to work.
So then is like I guess the next question is like are you more on the like the visual side of things? Are you more like a programmer? Like what's your kind of what would you say is your specialty?
More on the visual side, because whenever we were learning for Unreal Engine, it was a pain to deal with because sometimes there'd be something that wouldn't work, or adding in something would cause issues with other things. And so learning more in Maya is something I really like to do because we're still learning more new stuff. Like for example, we are being taught ZBrush, which is we can take our 3D models inside it and make it more just design it better, give it a more stylized look, give it more realistic, however whatever way we want to approach it.
Yep, definitely.
And it's something that I really like learning because it's just something interesting that I've had my eye on, and it's just when looking at games and all the designs you can come up with, the creative ways, it was something that just really stuck to me.
Yeah, absolutely. I also I never like I never went to like school for it. I did we had like a sort of like programming like course at that my school offered that was like it was supposed to be like a game design kind of like course, but it was you know, like American public school game design. So it was like a lot of simple stuff like Click Team Fusion and whatnot, but well, you know, I know a little bit, but definitely I've always been more on the visual side of that kind of process.
Yeah, those are more of the visual side. I just don't want to deal with programming.
Oh yeah,
because I know
no,
how much of a pain it could be.
awful. I hate it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because for
No, you first.
I don't know what we. Okay, I was just gonna say because I'm working on a group project, I'm doing the models, so that's why I like doing it. It's
Yeah.
more of a I have an easy job to do. I just
Yeah.
sit back and watch them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what like do you have like a media of choice when you're like when you're working? Because I know it's my personal thing is music. My very good friend Joey, she she like has on like full plays of game, like silent, like full plays of games on in the background. I know other people like watch TV shows and that sort of thing.
Yeah. Um, Most mine will have to be music because even when I'm doing work, I just put on my headphones, listen to some music, and just work until we're done. Or something like if I'm sitting at home, no work, I'm just sitting playing a game or something. I just put on music to fill in my head and just sort of blank out for a few hours.
Yeah, I do the same thing. I think most games I have the like music turned all the way down just because I like listening to my own stuff.
Yeah. It's mostly online games for me, something like Battlefield or COD. I just put music on, I just play. Just to sort of zone out and not really get too focused into it.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm trying to be quick here now that we're on the last little bits. Do you have like do you have a game idea in mind that you kind of like you've been cooking up for a while? I know a few other people I've
Ooh.
asked who do game dev have like a sort of pet project in the works.
It's something that I've not really started doing, but more or less written. It's like I wanted to do a zombie game where you're playing as a scientist and who was there at the start of the infection, who sort of like caused it, quote unquote, in a way.
Right.
And so during the start of the apocalypse, his family disappears aside from his son. So him and his son are spending like maybe like over like 5 years, I would say, 5 to 10 years, searching for their family. And so, the apocalypse gotten worse, and some bits of the story, you come across like a pasture of someone who is praising the zombies as their god, somewhat as like a peak in evolution. And one of the main things I took is that the main character's best friend is the patient zero who was infected but is still themselves. They're not fully turned like everybody else. And that's something I've sort of been had on my mind for years. As well, I've just written out some bits of the story and how each chapter was going to go through the 7 stages of grief, I believe. And so, with the final stage being a acceptance, just him accepting what has happened, as well as going to add a sort of morality system where if you help out people, it will lead toward a better ending. But if you don't help out people, it will lead to more people hating you, and that will determine your outcome at the end. Or at the end, the player would sacrifice himself with his best friend who was infected to sort of stop the infection, as well as just try and get a cure to save the world. And that's something I've had an idea for a while, but I haven't really made it yet.
Okay. Okay. Still sounds pretty fun. Sounds pretty interesting. I had me and a buddy of mine had this idea for it was at first it was a throwaway idea, mostly just like for like a goof, but the idea was kind of like a whatchamacallit, like a sort of turn-based like RPG in the style of like the Mario and Luigi games, where
Oh yeah.
it like all of the like attacks and all like the defenses and stuff are based on like tap timing. And the story was you are like part of this like lumberjack family or whatever, and then just like out of nowhere like trees all like become like sentient and start like trying to take over the world.
Yeah.
And so you had to like put a stop to it.
That sounds pretty cool. It sounds like something that would be fun to play with.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
The only problem is that like I'm no good at programming. I kind of figured out how to use Click Team Fusion just because it's very like baby's first like game engine, but
Yeah.
it I don't know if you've ever like used Click Team Fusion before, but it is not made to do turn-based like combat like or like RPG combat at all. It's
Okay.
it's like you have to do like go around so many different like steps in order to get it to work. It's basically not worth it.
Yeah, that's actually my first time hearing of Click Team Fusion.
Yeah, it's like an older like program, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because my class we have to use Unreal Engine. It's good, but oh my god, can it be unreliable at times?
And she call it unreliable engine. Haha.
Exactly. Because one example was we had to do a game prototype. Just before I had to hand it in, the app itself crashed and would not load in my entire project.
Damn.
I had to uninstall and reinstall the app itself just to get it to work.
Yeah. I have a very specific beef with Unreal Engine, and that is that they have made the third installment of my two favorite like video game franchises really bad, and they made them look really ugly, and I don't like them.
Oh no.
I'll give you like context clues, which is it's a setup for a joke, but like bear with me. It is the third installment of a hack and slash game featuring a main protagonist that is usually depicted with multiple different kinds of weapons and very very crude, very crass. And they during the course of the third game story, they basically become obsolete and pass on to the next generation, so to speak.
Oh.
The joke that I'm setting up here is that it's Bayonetta and No More Heroes 3, both games that came out last year, and both games I do not like very much at all.
Yeah, I never really played No More Heroes, but I have seen about that. As well as Bayonetta, I played a bit of their games.
Yeah.
When you gave me the hint, my mind went to Devil May Cry.
Oh
As you
no!
said multiple weapons, hack and slash. I was like, oh.
You see, Devil May Cry, from Devil May Cry 4 to Devil May Cry 5, they did it the right way in that like
Yeah.
they decided to like make the game fun.
Yeah.
And also they don't look ugly and awful, and everything is really depressing, and none of the good game mechanics from the previous ones are in it. I have a lot to say about No More Heroes and Bayonetta 3 as yeah.
Yeah. I did like what Devil May Cry 5 did because it didn't really throw the characters out the window.
No.
They made everybody sort of have their own power in a way.
Also,
and made them at least relevant to the story.
I like Devil May Cry 4. Okay, I'll say it. I think people who dunk on Devil May Cry 4 were kind of dumb about it. So
Devil May Cry 4, I would say it's a decent game, but it's just whenever I hear people trash on a specific game, I focus on like if it's, for example, we'll go with a game that really shouldn't have been going for so long, Call of Duty. I focus mainly because their multiplayer is almost the same every single time, aside from like movement. As long as the story as well as their additional mode is decent, I will like the game. If it's not, I will full-heartedly say it is not a good game, and I will never play it again. That is always what I like to see in a game. If people are saying that the story's bad, then I'll give it a try myself if it's something I'm interested in. But if it's just somebody saying something like or giving a bad review about the game and it's something that you can easily do yourself, it really just changes my view on their thoughts.
yeah, I think the main reason that Well, from looking from the outside in, the main reason people didn't like Devil May Cry 4 was because like Nero is like so different from like Dante,
Yeah.
and they're like, I don't like this. This is different. I want something. I want the same thing.
I want my same character I've had for 3 games.
Even though, yeah, and I'm going to say this, even though Devil May Cry 1 and 2 were not very good games.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you any of y'all have played Devil May Cry 1 or 2. Just like borderline unplayable.
I think I have the 3 games. I think I played. It was the one where he got as like the Cerberus as
Yep.
the boss you fight. I think that was the was that Devil May Cry 3, I
That's
believe.
3, yes.
That's 3. Yeah, that one. I had a bit of a struggle against that because I was fighting it and it was just the camera was weird.
Yep.
The cameras are just it makes the movement feel weird. You have to always be on like quick with it.
Yeah, exactly. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I think whatchamacallit, I don't know where I was going with that. I think just fuck Bayonetta 3. Honestly, like no more like No More Heroes is fine. Whatever. Like it was, a small like it's like a small like studio that's producing it and whatever.
Yeah.
And but like Bayonetta 3, we were waiting like 12 years for that game to come out, and oh man, they didn't do fucking nothing with it, man.
God, yeah. I remember. Didn't they get a new voice actor for Bayonetta?
Yes, that was a whole thing, but and
Yeah.
like she sounds like fine. I'm not gonna say like she doesn't sound like she like sounds bad. It's just like that's not the they started making it like an open world game, and then they were like, this sucks, we can't
Oh,
do this, and then and then they were like, we don't have any more money, so just make it linear again. And then they did, but it still has a bunch of like open world segments in it. And you're like,
that
oh,
is
I hate this so much.
that is yeah. That's weird for them to do that.
Yeah, it's whack as hell. I do not like it. Yeah. What else was a? I don't know. Do you have any other like questions for me? Anything you might want to?
Um, not I could think of right on the top of my head.
Okay. Well, as I always say in all my episodes of this, I won't keep you once we're at this point in the show. So you are welcome to go if you'd like to, or if you want to stick around a bit longer, I can keep working on this. But the
Um,
choice is yours.
I will head out for now because I do have to go get something to eat, and I have Silent Hill F planned later.
Ooh.
So I was playing that last night. It is a Souls-like.
I've seen
It
that like the
feels like
combat
it.
is it's a bit more than
Yeah. Before even the combat started, they mentioned dodging. I instantly went, "It's a Souls-like." There's no way it's not.
hell yeah. Um, but yeah, this was very fun. I enjoyed having you on.
Yeah,
If you
I love this.
yeah, where can the people find you? Do you have any links? Do you have any places where the people can go to you?
Um, Mainly everywhere, like stuff like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, the same name as my Twitch name, V01D underscore Galaxy. I don't really change it unless I decide to rebrand, but other than that, they're all the names are the same.
All right. Wicked, wicked. Let's send you guys over to Cindy. She's doing a partner push right now, so she'd be more than happy to have you guys there. So let's start the raid. Do. gone.